Hey there. It's Bridget Lynn Dolgoff, conscious of economics and urban farm projects. Sorry, this morning got a lot on my mind. Looks like we're in the process of returning to the Republic, and that is a good thing. Woohoo! But a couple things I want to talk about. I've been getting some emails from people. First, I've been alternative from the gate since I, plopped out onto the planet. So through people I've met and studied with, and for my own health stuff, I've tried like pretty much everything. And there's a lot of machine medical technology that's kind of hitting the streets. And yes, some of these machines can fix bone fracture, like if you have like a light crack in your bone, or they can, blast infection, and they can do this long distance. Nothing can replace your personal responsibility to your biosuit. It says in almost every spiritual text, including the Bible, that you came from the earth, and the earth you shall return. Or you came from the soil, and to the soil or the dirt you will return, dust to dust. That's your body, your biosuit, your transportation, your vehicle, your housing, whatever you want to call it, your body, biosuit. And it was manufactured to be that way. So if you don't feed it properly, like a car, you don't change the oil, you don't lubricate things, you don't get new battery, your alternator and solenoid, are not keeping your battery, working properly. All these things, the car's just going to die on the side of the road. And then it's going to cost huge amounts of money to get it all repaired. Well, that's what most people are facing with their health issues, because number one, they don't eat anything nutritional at all. They have huge nutritional deficiencies in their biosuit, so their biosuit is breaking down. It does not have the necessary energies, vitamins, let's say, or microbes. If we were eating closer to the earth and growing our own food, we would have so many microbes in our body running everything in a healthy way. But because we're eating crap, we're eating sterilized food, pasteurized, homogenized, nobody's eating any real fruit or vegetables, it's all sprayed with pesticides, you've made your choices that you're going to be sick. And you're going to have to rely on the medical system for all your choices, because you need to eat from the soil, from the earth, because your body was manufactured from the earth. It's like a no-brainer. Okay, so anyway, I've seen all kinds of machine technologies and all kinds of different healing, blah 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 blah, and nothing replaces you having personal responsibility, right? So if you are going to use some kind of machine technology to, destroy an infection, scalar wave, into your body, do it with the mindset that I'm going to change my life. Because there are no quick fixes. So what? They get rid of the infection. Okay, something else is going to come along. And you probably have layers of problems. Machine is not going to replace the nutrient levels in your body. The machine isn't going to cook your food or not cook your food or give you a raw diet. The machine, can be used for a momentary healing, but there's also an invitation problem that I have serious problems with. As far as mind control. Let me just look at my notes. So I'm just going to tell you this quick story. When I was 23 years old, I went and moved away to Washington State. And I had no idea where I was going or what I was doing. I just was trying to make a really serious change. Within a short time of being there, a medicine woman, native, found me. She had been kidnapped when she was young off her reservation by NASA. I ended up having some of the same problems of being, attempted kidnappings by NASA. So I ended up doing an apprenticeship with her, and she worked on a lot of energetic layers. In NASA, she was sort of trained kind of using biofeedback equipment to heal the scientists of like radiation poisoning and whatever else, right? But then some series of events happened in her life, and then she even, rose up higher energetically, and she ended up escaping. And then I met her when she was touring around and doing healing work on people. And then I did an apprenticeship with her for I think a year. And she would heal people. She would pull tumors out of their energy field that were in their bodies. And the next day they could go to the doctors and have a blood test and zero cancer. I mean, whatever their health problems were, herniated disc, whatever. So I studied with her for a year. And she would tell me, well, that person will be back in 6 months. They'll have some other health issue, probably something to do with their throat or, and she was right. So she would give them this healing, boom, completely heal them, whatever their problem was. But because they hadn't done their emotional work, they haven't dealt with their past, they haven't dealt with their programming and their behavior, they're not eating a good diet. They're not taking a nutrient to at least keep the biosuit running. They would totally come back and have something usually worse. And so, these machines are not going to help you. I mean, would it be better to, use a scalar wave instead of antibiotics? Hell yeah. I think that would be a better choice. But then you've got some other choices. Every time you go to a doctor and you take drugs, that's an invitation, a non-verbal invitation for demonic possession, for possession of all kinds. Because if those drugs have opiates, like a lot of the, epilepsy drugs, all painkillers, blah, 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 it blocks your neurons from firing and communicating with your brain to regulate hormones, to upgrade the organs, to regenerate the body. So your body becomes a housing or a vessel for things that need a home. And so you invited the stuff in by not questioning your doctor, not being in control of your own health. I mean, I think about where in the hell is people's critical thinking? Okay, why can't you think your way out of this stuff? I just am blown away. And then so even if somebody invented a machine or is using a machine and you send in a photo or whatever it's going to be like, you invited that energy and you don't know what's riding that energy. All dark forces, the more we pave in concrete and the more electricity currents we put up, we give those are transportation devices for dark energies because they have to use energy to travel. They need something, whether it's us or electrical grid or a system. They need something. That's why in nature, you have nature spirits, but no dark forces, because nature spirits don't like dark forces. But when you concrete and pavement everything, there are no light forces anymore. And it becomes, the dark energy, entity, demonic, whatever, battleground. And most people don't even know you got these hitchhikers. I call it the secondary cause of illness. I have a blog I've written about it, where it's dark forces that have hitchhiked bodies, because a lot of people go to the doctors and have all these tests and they can't find anything wrong with you. Well, what else could it be? You know? So you need to use your choices. So you send a picture, or you invite this machine AI energy into your field, and once it connects with you and it has your brain patterning, it's the same thing that they're doing for gang stalking. How they control and manipulate a lot of these people is through apps and technology and using phones that you get up right next to the person because their brainwave patterns already been downloaded by the government or by the psychiatric, facilities, and and then they can send signals to you using a lot of the towers and stuff to cause pain and frequency. And so for me, I think machines are a serious medical problem and a spiritual problem. And you don't know what's hitchhiking on that machine energetically, that comes out in the next wave that gets sent to you across the country. So yeah, you may feel good temporarily, but you don't know what kind of hitchhikers you have. So, and you invited it. So what I'm saying is like, use your critical thinking about quick fixes, and where those quick fixes are going to lead, and where you're going to go if you get a quick fix from something you've been struggling with. What's the next step? Not going back to your crappy ass sick life. Got to make some other choices about that. So anyway, sorry I get all riled up, but it just really just pisses me the hell off. And I'm going to be doing some more videos kind of about where people have invited things in. And, as hitchhikers from other, places and religions and, all these other things. And if we're really going to have a new start on this planet, it starts with us and getting rid of what's causing, our sickness, so that we can move forward with the work that we're, maybe here to do. I hate that whole destiny fate shit too, because it's not real. Everything changes in the moment. And, there's a group consciousness on this planet that is against change. And so it's a moment to moment thing. So there is no fate. There is no destiny. Just moment to moment. I mean, if there was fate, like Anastasia says in her books, the planet would have gone through the ET destruction in 1992. That was supposed to be the time frame for the end of the planet. So, you know what? Things change. And they change moment to moment. So there's like no destiny. There's no fate. It's now. What the hell are you doing now? What choices are you making now? Wake the fuck up and get your shit together. And do not lean on these quick fixes. Okay, that's it. It's your pep talk for the day. Take back your power. Use your brain. Think things through. Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? Right? Stop living in the duality. All right. Over and out. Have a great inauguration day. Bridget Lynn Dolgoff, Conscious of Economics, and the Urban Farm Projecto. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.